As some of you may know, not only do I exist here on YouTube, but I also stream on Twitch as well. But recently, on Star Wars Day, I was playing some Star Wars Battlefront II, the 2005 version, and I had a bit of a moment. You know, this is a lie right here. This is a lie. Go back and watch any Star Wars movie. The dark side has a problem with railings. After this little rant, I decided to dig into this a bit more. During this rant, I specifically stated that the dark side had a problem with using handrails. But upon further investigation, it appears that this seems to be a bit more of a universal design flaw across the galaxy far, far away a long time ago.
The first Death Star was manned by the Imperial Army. The only people on board were stormtroopers, dignitaries, Imperials.
Basically.
It occurs to me that the design flaws of Star Wars superstructures has already been called into question in other movies, specifically in Clerks during the discussion of the two Death Stars. In this specific case though, the discussion is more about the morality behind the independent contractors who chose to work on the second Death Star as it was destroyed while it was still under construction, given that the first Death Star was already completed when it was destroyed by the rebels, so it was only occupied by the Empire and those affiliated. But the second one was still being built, and such a large structure would need additional independent contractors to assist with the construction. But anyways, I'm getting off track here. That's not what I really wanted to discuss. My mini rant is bringing into question the choice to disregard any form of safety rails in certain locations. So I figured I would start off by analyzing this in chronological order. Specifically, while Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are having their epic fight with Darth Maul, their fight takes them into a large room with a lot of platforms. So the thought occurs to me, if all these platforms are intended to be used to transport people, it would probably be a good idea to have some handrails or safeguards to keep people from falling over. Like this. And you might think that this architectural design might be something regional and only used within the reaches of the Republic, but it seems that even the lost system of Kamino would use this as well. It even occurred to me that all the destruction caused by Obi-Wan and Anakin's epic battle on Mustafar may have been avoided, or at the very least contained in some way, if there were some form of safety procedures in place. Even if there wasn't a massive battle between the two Jedi, this can't be a safe work environment on a day-to-day basis. Decades later, during the time of the Galactic Civil War, you might assume that some technological advancements would be made and, I don't know, maybe the Empire would invest in some handrails. But no. During the firing of the first Death Star cannon, you can clearly see the two operators standing on a very precarious platform. Seriously, this is a workplace incident waiting to happen. If an employee or trooper were in a hurry and lost their footing, it wouldn't even take much for them to fall off one of these platforms. Case in point, even their hangars aren't safe. There is no safety in the form of a division between the people and the fighter ships, not a wall or even a simple handrail to keep them from falling off. But as usual, this isn't limited to only the Empire. It looks like Lando also made the same oversight on Bespin, but only in certain areas, as we can see in Luke's little fight with dear old dad. But it seems that the Empire cares somewhat about its employees, as the handrails are used on the Imperial starships. Vader has to actually lift the Emperor over the handrails to throw him over the side to his death. So that's it, right? Lesson learned, and all these safety precautions are probably being implemented throughout the galaxy moving forward, right? After all, this was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It probably took some trial and error before getting it right. Not even a little. The New Order would seemingly regress back to their disregard for safety and abandon safety rails on their Starkiller base. As we can see during Han's confrontation with his son, Ben, there is this massive walkway that is clearly meant to be used, and no one decided it would be a good idea to make it a tad safer to walk across? Do you want somebody to fall off? Do you want a lawsuit? Bad things happen if you don't make these preparations. See what happens? Honestly, if I had a job where there was this much lack of concern for its employees, I might take a moment to reconsider my career choices. But that pretty much settles it. Even though we might not be as technologically advanced to be able to travel from planet to planet like in Star Wars, it's fairly safe to assume that we are at least more advanced in workplace safety. even if we can't swing around a lightsaber or control things with our minds. But anyways, that's the end of my rant. Please feel free to discuss or add anything to the conversation. As usual, please like and subscribe, drop me a follow on Twitter, or catch my stream on Twitch. This has been